Howdy, I am not a professional YouTuber. I would like to introduce you to my GE Profile washer dryer. Um, that's a bad name. It's called a combo. I like to call it a closed processing machine because that's what it does. It's not really a washer, it's not really a dryer, it's both. And that sounds great, and it is great. And for the most part, I'm extremely happy with it, but it uses some different technologies to accomplish processing your clothes. And so those come with some caveats. First off, the unit itself is large and heavy, and it weighs roughly 200 pounds. My guess is, I don't know, it's a lot, it's twice as heavy as a usual washing machine. They make a platform for it, and the platform goes for like $300, which is kind of absurd. I mean, that's like 15% of the cost of the unit. And it doesn't have wheels. It's just a box of plastic. So I built one out of lumber, and I put wheels on it because I want to be able to roll it out and clean behind it or access it for whatever reason. And that turned out to be kind of a mistake, even though they were good solid wheels. The spin cycle, the machine would vibrate. So I had to put some stabilizers on it, which in this case I just used 2-inch electrical conduit and cut them to the height that I wanted to just raise them off the wheels so that it's a rigid platform now. I put detergent and water softening fluid in this when I first got it some months ago now. I've had this about 3 months, I think, and I've never had to refill it. It just dispenses the right amount, and that's pretty sweet. It's also connected to the internet via Wi-Fi, and that is useful in at least letting me know what's going on with the washer. I think one time I was away and I'd forgotten I'd put it on, and I was able to enable the wrinkle care function so that it would spin the tumbler now and again to keep the clothes from wrinkling up while they're in the bin. There are downsides to this thing. One is it has a filter that has to be cleaned every time. You see it's dirty right now because I did a wash and I haven't cleaned it yet. You need to clean the filter every time you use it. And that's because it has no exhaust flue as a typical dryer would. In fact, you see up in the ceiling, that's where my old flue used to go up above the roof, which is nice because I don't get dust all in the room anymore. It's all collected in that filter that you have to clean every time. Also, it doesn't use 220 electricity, so you've got a 110 plug, and that's it. You're ready to go. So you can locate this dryer just about anywhere in your house that you have hot and cold running water and a 110 outlet. I do like putting my clothes in. 2 hours later, they're done. It's nice. They pop. It does seem to do a better job of cleaning the clothes and not destroying your clothes. So that's good, especially like wash and wear type dress shirts, for example. Seem to do a lot better in this than my old washer dryer combo. It may be the forced air, the really hot air of the old dryer system where you just, whether it's electric or gas, you just heat up air and you blow it through and then exhaust through the flume. This keeps recycling the same air via a heat pump. So that's nice. You don't want to overload it. You can fit, if you fill the tumbler, it's rated as 4.5 cubic and it's roughly, I don't know, like 20 pounds or something worth of clothes. But if you overfill it, then it has problem drying. It washes fine. When I do bedding, for example, I've got cloth blankets because I have dogs and I want to be able to wash my blankets. I'll wash them, sheets and blankets at the same time. And in my old system, I would take the blankets out, dry them separately, and then I would wash or dry the sheets separately. So if this is not really different, I can wash them at the same time, but I have to stop after the wash cycle, which by the way, you can do. You can just do dry, you can just do wash. You can do pre-wash as well. It's got, you know, many of the features of others, and plus a lot more. And all that can be controlled via an application interface on your phone, which is mildly useful. Yeah, you overfill it, it doesn't work so well. I take the blanket out, I stop after the wash, put the blanket on an actual clothes dryer that I still have out the side of the house, dry the sheets, and then put the blanket in and dry the blanket separately. So you kind of have to learn how to use this thing a little bit because it does work a little bit differently. It is expensive. It costs as much as a washer dryer combo would together, if not more. I think I paid about $2,000 for this. It retails for $3,000. So you got to watch the sales. I waited 6 months before I picked it up. It was going for $2,700. I think I waited 6 months before I caught it at $2,000 on some holiday weekend sale. Let me check my notes for anything else. I forgot about this thing. Wash, close prep. Anyways, I have been happy. Because I removed the dryer, I actually set up and installed a counter between the fridge and the washing machine in here, which is I kind of enjoy having that space. I put it's actually a foot pad or a walking pad on top of it because I put things on there and I didn't want to scratch it up, and I wanted to fit tightly underneath the cupboard that's above it. It is heavy, it is expensive. You do have to clean the filter every time you use it. It does a good job of cleaning what I would call medium sized to small loads. If you have a large number of people, I've heard of people buying 2 of these, which, okay, there you go. You could even have, you know, with 2 of them, you could probably have one in one part of the house and another in another part of the house. But it's a nice unit. It does what it says it should do. It's, I noticed that Samsung has, or is it LG, has now come out with a similar model that works in a similar way for a similar price. I haven't investigated that at all, but it seems to be a very successful unit, and that's why their competition's copying them. All right. Have a nice day. This is Ron signing out.